we have a few kind of typical suttas from the Anguttara Nikaya that will always list a number of items. In this case, the 5. This is from the Panchaka Nipata. That is the chapter of 5s, which is one of the longest one. And so you will see how the Buddha would always introduce some topic with a number. I think it's for mnemonic purposes. You can remember something. Okay, you know, there are 5 items in the list. You can kind of recall it later. So maybe John Mahabodhi, can you read the first line?
Okay, John. Panchima bhikkhave Nissāraṇīya dhatuyo katama pancha ida bhikkhave bhikkhuno kaman manasikaroto kame suchittan na pakkandati na pasidati na santittati na vimucchati. Go on.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough.
Oh.
That's enough. So, what can you see? I mentioned the word pancha, meaning 5. So, how do you read the first line?
So, pancha ima. So this 5. Panchima. So this 5. And then there is Nissāraṇīya dhatuyo. So dhatuyo is like element, something similar. Usually. So bhikkhu or bhikkhu, there are these 5 elements, and Nissāraṇīya, Nissārana is written, is like a escape, exit. So there are these 5 elements related to liberation, for liberation, something similar.
Yeah,
to escaping.
Escape from something, which means like liberation from something. So the word dhatu, we say, is a element or a property, or you can even call it like a classification, you know, like certain certain group of items. And dhatu is a feminine, and so Nissāraṇīya dhatu, Nissāraṇīya dhatu. So that's why it's from Nissārana, but the adjective would be Nissāraṇīya dhatuyo meaning plural. So these 5 elements.
Yes, and then escape is something to do with going or flowing, and escaping out from something is constructed with ni. Ni is a sort of out, gives a sense of a directionality, like the prefix ni. So it's out, outflowing, outgoing from somewhere. That's how you're escaping.
And then we have Body continue.
Ida bhikkave. So obikku, Ida is like here, or there is in this case something similar. Ida. Bhikkhu, in this case here, bhikkhuno manasikaroto kaman can be, bhikkhuno can be connected to bhikkhuno, to manasikaroto. That manasikaroto is written here, that is like manasikara. Okay. Manasikaroto is auto is like something like, could be ablative or something similar.
So it's you have to read it like this.
Yeah,
so,
it's like
so bhikkhuno is related to bhikkhuno
to manasikaroto.
No. Bhikkhuna chittang napakandati. So the bhikkhuno means the mind, the chitta of the bhikkhu, of the monk. That's how you have to read it. And then you start to piece it together, right? So the mind, what does the mind do?
The mind of the bhikkhu, kamesu, in regard to desires, Manasikaroto, paying attention, the mind of the bhikkhu paying attention to desire. Chittam is the subject in this case.
Exactly.
Yes, and
So,
the mind
the
does
mind
what?
of the bhikkhu.
The mind of the bhikkhu who is paying attention to desire, na pakandati, na pasidati, na santittati, na vimucchati. So, kamesu. So, the mind of the bhikkhu paying attention to desire is not pakandati. Doesn't lips forth, doesn't napasitati, doesn't gain confidence, santittati is not remaining still, is not vimucchati, is not liberated, something similar, is not liberated in regard to in regards to desires.
That's it, sensual pleasures or sense desire, sensual pleasures.
Sense desire.
So normally these series of terms, pakkandati, pasidati, and so on, it's used actually like when you do some kind of meditation practice, and then the mind kind of gains confidence and becomes settled and steady and liberated because of that meditation object. But in this case, it's applied in the opposite way, like towards the sense pleasures. He does not kind of doesn't do that with regard to the sense pleasures. That means, basically he's not interested in the sense pleasure anymore.
But instead?
Yes. So you can continue.
Okay. Nekamman ko panassa manasikaroto, nekamme chittam pakkandati, pasidati, santittati, vimucchati. So this nekamman ko panassa manasikaroto. So could be nekamman. So panassa is pana plus assa. And manasikaroto is the same as before. So for one who his intent is paying attention, something similar. For the bhikkhu, before, for him who is paying attention to nekamman that is renounced, something similar, to nekamma, renounce. For the bhikkhu who paying attention to renounce, the mind, pakandati, pasidati, santittati, vimucchati. So in this case is the positive meaning. Pakandati, so he leaps forth, and then pasidati is gain confidence. Santittati, he remains still, and vimucchati is freed with regards to renunciation.
Yes. So this is like how the Buddha describes the process, like when you pay attention to some object, and then either say you have some hobby, and then your mind gets really kind of inspired by it and really interested in it, and kind of feels like, oh, it's so good to be paying attention to this thing. So that's the way the mind reacts when we pay attention to something, but it depends what it is. So with renunciation, I think the Buddha also describes this passage when he was a bodhisattva, and then he was like trying to practice, but he realized his mind was actually was still turning towards the sense desires, and then at a later stage he turned his mind to the renunciation, and then this process happened.
So Ajahn is like to say, if you pay attention to the sense desire, then the mind is na pakandati, na pasidati, na santittati, na vimucchati. Instead, if you pay attention to nekamma, your mind is pakandati, pasidati, santittati, vimucchati. This is the sense.
Yeah, like
in
you lost
Isn't it?
interest.
in this case, the bhikkhu is already not interested in the sense desire.
Mm.
So in this case, he's talking about a bhikkhu. So in this
Mm.
case, a bhikkhu. So he's already, when he encounters a sense desire, he's already not that interested in it.
Ah.
But
Ah.
instead, when he's
Ah.
encountering
Okay. Yeah.
renunciation, that's when his mind is leaping up and is inspired.
Okay.
So
yeah.
he's already not how to say the beginner who is still very excited about desire.
And then we can see from the following sentence exactly. So maybe Venerable Matteo, you can read that sentence. Tassa.
Tassatan chittan sagatan svāvitan svutitam svimuttam suvisam yuttam kamehi. Yeja. Continue.
Oh, you can try this first. It's quite a lot of words.
Tassatan chittan, to this heart, for him, this mind,
For him, that mind.
Sugata, Sugata is the succeed. No, Sugata, well gone.
Yes, it's a bit unusual use of the word here, sugatang, but normally it's an epithet of Buddha. But here we see it just means something that is well developed, right?
Sugata is often it's an epithet of the Buddha, isn't it?
Yeah, but in this case, it's applied to the mind. So
Accomplished, yes, of course.
Like we also translate Sugato in that way as well, that he is the well accomplished one. So in this case, as an adjective, the mind is accomplished. Mind is well developed.
And Svāvitam. Bhavita is developed and well developed. Okay, good. Vutti. Vutti is.
Vutti means to rise up or to get up.
Okay, well risen came out.
I think maybe in the sense of inspiration here.
It's insight arisen.
or in terms of energy, that energy has been aroused, energy has been developed.
I think more likely that it has sort of come out of the unwholesome things, because this word vuttita or vuttana is used in the Vinaya for like coming out of an offense.
That's useful. Thank you, Ajahn.
Came out from unwholesome state, unwholesome quality. So
if you study the Vinaya, there are these ways of removing offenses. This from Sanghadisesa, they are called vuttana vidhi. So what ways of coming out of the unwholesome.
A little bit louder, Ajahn Gavisako, please.
Yes. So it's a name for coming out of Sanghadisesa offenses.
And then Suvimuttang.
Well liberated.
It should be good.
It should be good. We samyuttan. We is divide. Samyuttan is to yoked. So well detached. Yes, makes sense.
That's right. So, well, not yoked. Regards to what?
The sensual pleasure.
That's right. So kame, he is ablative. Ablative means away from.
from the chest.
Okay, can you continue?
Yecha kamapacchaya uppajjanti asava vigata pariraha mutto so tehi nasotan vedanam vediyati. Yecha. I'm always not good at those.
Ye is a pronoun, so that which.
That which. Cha.
Here is the plural. No, your would be that. Young would be that, but here is yeah. So it means those.
Those which. Cha. I don't know. Cha is
So
am.
the sentence. So it's useful to identify the subject and object. So the bhikkhu is the mind is doing something, and that's the subject, and the object in this sentence will be the trouble and affliction. So the ye, those will relate to the trouble and affliction at the end.
Trouble and affliction.
So those trouble and affliction, which are what? Which are like what?
Which are karma paccaya, the essential pleasure is arisen. No, paccaya, dependent, originated, dependent on karma. Yes. Uppajjanti. Is that arisen?
That's right.
Arises. Asava.
It's a plural. So they, those which arise, upajanti, they arise, and they arise kama paccaya, dependent on sensuality.
Dependent on sensuality. Asava. That's the affluence or effluence.
That's right. Defiling effects on the mind. So those affluence, those trouble and affliction. What happens with them?
Mutti is not liberated.
Yes, your intuition's good. It's the same as in vimutti.
Vimutti.
Vimutti is freed, and so mutto is also freed.
Freed. Okay. So tehi.
So is the bhikkhu or the mind. So is the tongue.
No, it is the bhikkhu. So the bhikkhu. That's why it is. The ending is mutto so. So he is freed. Tehi is from them. Ablative, no, from the yeah.
So it's the bhikkhu. It's the bhikkhu that is freed from them. Ablative.
So question. So is like a pronoun, like it.
He in this case.
So is he.
Masculine. So is he.
He.
So is he what?
So is he. Okay. Tehi, from them. Na sotam vedana vediyati. To he. Ta is to. No.
It's it or that. It's also a pronoun.
He, that feeling, vediyati, feels.
The negation connects from the beginning.
Doesn't feel.
So he that feeling, he doesn't feel it.
He that feeling, he doesn't feel it.
That being the feeling of asva, vigata, parilaha.
That's right. Meaning the feelings that are trouble, affliction that were arising dependent on the desire. Because so he's freed from it, so he doesn't feel it. He doesn't happen to him.
Okay, and the last idam akhatang kamanang nisaranang. So this is interesting how, so idam akhatang, so this is declared as the escape from sense pleasures. So akhayati, sometimes it means to kind of point out or to declare something. And kamanang nisaranang, so from the sense pleasures or of the sense pleasures, kama would be the plural, and the genitive is kama nang nisaranang. If it was singular, then it would be kamasa nisaranang. But here is of the desires.
Okay. And then the other escapes. We have a. So we escape from
Maybe
desire.
Run through them. Maybe you can run through them again.
Venerable Jnanatejo is here. He will help us.
So bhikkhu Bhayapadam, so he's ill will. He's a cranky bhikkhu. So he's the cranky bhikkhu is freed. He's also freed.
He's paying attention to crankiness.
We hate this is like worry, isn't it? Vahesang?
Vihesang is harm or cruelty.
Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah, okay. So similar related to what do you say? What's the word we normally use? Veda, not Veda.
What are you looking for?
No, you are thinking of vihingsa, ahingsaka, vihingsaka, and these words. It's the word is to kind of harming.
Okay. And rupang, the form.
So to follow the formula, so he's paying attention to ill will, but his mind doesn't leap up. But when he's paying attention to non-ill will, like the abhaya, just the negation, then his mind leaps up, and that's the non-ill will is the escape from ill will, of ill will, Bhayapadassa. So of ill will, the escape is non-ill will. That's the formula from the previous section.
Okay. And so the opposite of kamma in the previous form was nekkamma, whereas here it's just
That's
the
right.
straight negation. So
that's right. So previously the formula was that. So this is already not the beginner who is completely distracted, but this bhikkhu is already not inspired by desire, and so he's already not. His mind doesn't leap forth, his heart doesn't leap forth, but he's paying attention to renunciation because that's what inspires him, and that's how renunciation is the escape of the desire, from the desire.
Because you have to pay attention to something.
That's right. And well, here it already introduces the, what stage the heart is at, what is the base level where the heart is operating. You're meeting these experiences, you're meeting these exciting things, and are you at the stage where you found your first book of Buddhism and it sounds pretty cool, but you still rather play a lot of video games?
Exactly. You feel that kind of feeling, as it says, and you get all these troubles and affluence coming up.
Why?
Yes, or yeah, I think video games are Buddhist compatible, but there are worse things that one could be obsessed with. And so
Actually, actually the violent video games, that would be a good point for the vihesa, no, the cruelty. So you still enjoy playing really violent video games, right? And then you cannot make any progress, but then
No. I
at some
push
point
back.
you get
I push back on that Ajanga Vesako. As an
oh,
experienced video game player in my past existence. First person shooter games are not about violence, but
okay, you just imagine the opponents as your kilesas, you're just shooting them down.
it's really like that angle is so overplayed. But let's continue. So of
But
four,
also, yeah, bear in mind that whole formula then applies to every one of those things. So like it says, you will, when you give up that interest in the lower thing, then you get really established in the higher, and then you don't no longer feel the feeling connected with the previous kind of experience you had. So here in the case of the cruelty, and especially when we come here to rupa, so Anatejo, like, so what does that mean? He pays attention to what?
It's well, yes, it's I guess here it's referring to form jhanas potentially, or I'm not sure. I mean, because form you could just
Yes.
take form as the four elements like in the world. But I don't know, is it a reference to jhanas and formless attainments, or I'm not sure.
Yes, yes. So anything that is kind of, yeah, when you still experience kind of some kind of form in meditation, that's one level. But then you kind of get a taste for the formless and the boundless states and whatever, and you kind of turn away from the limitations of forms. Yeah.
so if it perhaps useful to remember the definition of form when we talked about Namarupa. Like now, when we read Namarupa, he said definition of form is in terms of the four great primary properties and their derived forms. So when you experience something based on that, like that, these material physical objects. And so escape when you're, those can be lovely and exciting, but greater than that is the formless experiences that are primarily mental.
And this is, this makes really sense the way when the meditation is described in some of the texts, how you kind of are no longer bothered by the like the coarser experiences, and so arupa is in that sense more kind of subtle and refined. Yeah, so that your mind gets kind of established in that. And so the Buddha, like he maps out the whole possibility of experience, although this is not the final liberation, obviously. It's a kind of liberation from forms, at least. But the next one,
Yeah, in
what does that mean?
Sakai Manasikarotos, this is like we often hear Sakai Ditti. So it's like the literally like with self that we normally say it, like kind of seeing a self in the body or something like this, or
And one way to translate would be embodiment. Like you're seeing that. Another word is identification, but embodiment also captures this idea that you're experiencing the body and you think this is me, this is what I am, and I delight being in this way.
Again, in Sakai Nirodha would be like the cessation of embodiment, something like this, or not having experience centered around a body.
Yeah, it's literally Sakaya is analyzed by the grammatically as Satkaya, so like one's own body or existing body. There's different ways it's explained, but it's a bit simplistic just to limit it to like physical body. Obviously, it must have been like a term that was used already in normal speech, but the Buddha applies it to like actually the whole five khandhas. And when you look, there is a sutta definition like what is Sakaya, what is this? And the Buddha says it's the Panchupadana Khandha.
Okay, yeah. Okay, identify with the khandhas. That's experience.
Mm-hmm. And in fact, before, because in the line above, it talked about arupa, so somebody might get actually identified and stuck in the formless kind of jhanas. But actually, if you look at the sutta, the Buddha also describes how somebody attains like a formless jhana, formless attainment, and then they cling to it. And he says that is also sakkaya, that is also embodiment, that is also this personality attachment.
Yeah. Were you looking at that sutta in the Digha Nikaya before? Is it the Talipada Sutta? Where they go through this one?
I was no, this one in the Digha Nikaya. This includes these elements of escape. We'll look at the that quote at the end.
Okay.
Okay, and so here, maybe the Mahabodhi, can you read this one? Tassa?
Oh, maybe he's taking a break.
Maybe
Okay,
he's not
then-
here. I'll read it. So tassa kamanandipi nanuseti, Bhayapadanandipi nanuseti, Vihesanandipi nanuseti, Rupanandipi nanuseti.
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh,
You're back.
Yeah, but it was the microphone off.
okay,
Not
okay.
active.
Okay,
Rupa,
then
sorry.
Then
Yeah,
please tell us from Tassa Kamanandi.
Tassa kamanandipi nanuseti, Biyapanandipi nanuseti, Vihesanandipi nanuseti, Rupanandipi nanuseti, Sakkayanandipi nanuseti. So kamanandiyapi anunasaya, Viyapadanandiyapi ananusaya, Vihesanandiyapi ananusaya, Rupanandiyapi ananusaya, Sakkayanandiyapi ananusaya. And stop. Go on.
It continues. Actually, this is just the first part of the sentence, but it's a long sentence, so
Yeah.
just start with the tassa.
Tassa. So tassa is for him. For him, kama nandi. So desire, nandi is usually enjoying or rejoice, delighting. For him, nakama nandi. Yeah, for him, delighting, cherishing, sensual pleasure, nanuseti, is not preoccupied. So for him, for the bhikkhu, not that has not inclination or does it not, is not occupied, is not cherishing kama, desire.
He doesn't spend all day thinking about ice cream and other kinds of
yeah.
And
This word anuseti, it's related to anusaya is the verb, and these are called the underlying tendencies. There are like underlying tendency to lust and to aversion and to doubt and so on in the suttas. But Ajahn Thanissaro translates it as being obsessed with something. So yeah, like preoccupied, being obsessed with. So yeah, it's quite a good translation like that. So you can be preoccupied with also negative things, like we say. So the next one is what? Vyapada is ill will.
So can I just check? So anusati is not related to like anusati as in like maranusati or something like this. Is it completely different?
Yes. No. It's anusaya. So it's from anu and seti.
Anusaya, not from anusati. Okay.
And then seti means to lie down, to sleep, to lie down.
Okay.
And then anu, to lie down with something. So if you look it up in Singsapa, maybe in the dictionary, it's.
Let's see.
It's see, not recollection. Anu see, like lie, sleep.
Okay. And here it's the dormancy.
Anu see,
ready to pop up at any moment.
Something that is lies, something that is like a background tendency, anusati, and let's look at the anusaya as well. Anusaya,
Latent tendencies, I think that was
which is also the same root. So it's si, anusi, So this is anusiya, and this is also anusiya, anusaya, anusati.
So almost like one's almost like the verb, and the other one's almost the.
That's right. This is masculine verb, anusaya.
Yeah.
Like something that is the tendency.
Yeah.
And anusati is the verb, is the thing that is underlying.
Yeah.
The thing that is lies dormant.
So yes, then there is after being not being preoccupied with the sensual desire, there is with the biyapada, that is which we have seen that is like ill will or something similar. And then there is vyesanandi, like we already seen before, this harm, cruelty. So one is not for him, for the bhikkhu who is not preoccupied with cruelty, and for the bhikkhu, for him that is not preoccupied with, or is not like obsessed with the form, and then for the bhikkhu that is not obsessed, occupied with the embodiment, who's not obsessed with delighting in something, no? Oh, narcissist. Okay.
We're all narcissists.
Okay.
Everyone except Harrods.
He's obsessed with looking at himself in the mirror.
Okay.
He delights in it.
Yeah. Sakaya, so like Sakaya Ditti, no? This is the same, like.
Ditti, that when it turns into view, you actually form a view about this, but actually the experience is kind of on a deeper level. It's not just a view. And then we have so kamanandyapi ananusaya. So he, among kamanandyapi ananusaya. So with the kind of non-obsession, not being obsessed, through not being obsessed with the delight for sense desires and so on, not being obsessed with delight in ill will, harming, forms, and embodiment. So then, ayang vuchati bhikkhave bhikkhu niranusayo. So the sentence continues, This, actually there should be like just a comma there, it's a continuation of the sentence. So this is called, exactly. This is called ayang vuchati, meaning this person, or this is called a monk bhikkhu who is niranusayo, who is not obsessed, or who is not preoccupied with underlying.
A little bit louder, please, Ajahn Visaku.
Okay, and then achechi tanhang, meaning that's from chindati. Maybe you remember the chant at the end of the Patimokkha, chinda sotang. Yeah, so that's where you go. Cut off the tanha, cut off the craving.
That's a good one actually, because we say chinda sotang.
Cut the stream.
Right? Cut the stream.
But not the stream entry stream.
Cut the stream, but what kind of stream? And in the chant, the reference is to Dhammassavanasutta.
Kami gets mentioned in the next line. Yeah.
Yes, usually when this comes up, then a word like this is where the commentaries are useful. They will tell you, oh, so in the Buddhist teaching there are, say, 2 or 3 kinds of streams, and in this case it's this one rather than the other one. Yeah, and then we have vivattaya sangyojanam. Yeah, so it's like the untied, whatever the fetters, like these are like the bonds, the fetters that are binding us. And samma mana bihasamaya antang akasi dukkhasa. So with the complete kind of understanding of conceit. Abhisamaya is another word, something like comprehension. Yeah, comprehension of conceit, meaning this asmimana, the conceit.
So,
I am.
Okay, so it's mana abhi samaya.
Yeah, mana abhisamaya antang akasi dukkhasa. So he made, akasi is from karoti, antang karoti, to make an end of something, and of what? Of dukkhasa, of suffering. And then imako bhikkave pancha nissāraṇīya dhātuyoti. These bhikkhus are the 5 elements or categories of escape.
Thank you. I looked for this phrase, this Nissāraṇīyasutta, and in Digha Nikaya 34. So this is a long sutta of different enumerations. Like, there are all, what one Dhamma is like this, what 2 Dhammas are like that, what 3 Dhammas are like that. Like very much like an Anguttara Nikaya type sutta. And so it includes this group as what 3 Dhammas are hard to penetrate, hard to understand. And so the response is the 3 properties of escape. And we see the same grouping is that the escape from sensuality is renunciation. This is something hard to understand, hard to comprehend. The escape from form, the formless, and whatever has come into being. So kinchi bhutang, sankatang, fabricated, paticca samupannang, dependently co-arisen. The escape from that is cessation, nirodho. So contemplating the cessation of things is a really useful way to cultivate that insight, that not obsessed with the things that are present, but understanding their breaking up and cessation.
And you wrote that was the, so you got the Bhikkhuno Sakaya Manasikarota Sakya Nirodhang.
Sakaya Nirodhang, that's right.
Yeah.
That's also in the what we read as well, is that how does he say that you should how do you cultivate escape from identification is through the cessation, noticing the cessation of identification, noticing the cessation of that embodiment.
Yeah, because embodiment or sakaya is actually just another term for yang kinchi bhutang sankatang paticca samuppanang. Because the 5 khandhas eventually are the thing that is come into being, formed and dependently arisen.
Good, thank you. For the next one, I included this definition of karma from Nibbedhikasutta. We talk about so karma as a term comes up quite often in the suttas, and often it's not correct to interpret it as the sense desire, as the sense pleasure. And so in Nibbedhikasutta, this is one of the central definitions of how karma should be understood when the instruction is given. So here we have Panchime bhikkave kama guna, apichako bhikkave nete kama guna, namete aryasa vinaya vuchanti. Sankaparago purisassa kamo. And so he says there are 5. So guna is a thread or a string. You probably remember from the translations reading the 5 strings of sensuality. And in the sutta, the Buddha elaborates that you have pleasant forms of the eye, you have pleasant sounds for the ear, you have pleasant, so the strings The strings are the pleasant objects of the different senses. But he says, apichako bhikkave, but because, not this, nete kama, kama guna. These are not these strings of sensuality are not the kama, not the kama, which is called kama in the instruction of the noble ones, Ariyasa Vinaye. Like this is of noble ones. So this is one of the cases where the Buddha is redefining perhaps a term, that there's a common usage of some verb, some terminology, and he says that, or the ordinary meaning is this, but in the instruction of the noble ones, it means something else. And then he points to something more profound with that explanation. So he says the 5 strings of sensuality is not what is understood in the instruction of the noble ones as desire, as kama, but he says sankapparago purisassa kamo, that the sankappa is you remember intention or thought, and so raga is passion. So the passionate intention, the impassioned thought, this is nominative, the impassioned thought of the person is what is called desire, kamo. Right, like that. And so he points to that the underlying problem is not the pleasant sounds and the pleasant sights, the pleasant tactile things, but the constant obsessive thinking about them. Like this is what he points out, that this is what where the training focuses on. And so he gives the definition for, he gives the explanation, where does, and because he makes this distinction, is that the desire that he talks about is the desire that is produced through the thoughts and passions. Then it makes then sense when he asks, and what because is the origin nidana? How does karma arise? What is the origin? What is the cause of karma? And so he names that it is contact. That we talked about like I think it's misleading to, like we translate this as sense contact usually, but I think it's more helpful perhaps to translate it in terms of knowledge, knowing the world, because the description of contact comes with the formulas of the perception of cognition, and so you could call it a knowledge contact maybe.
I call it myself like engagement in experience, or conscious engagement.
Yes, the sense contact is entirely unhelpful translation for it. And so that passa, that engagement happens through thought. It happens through concepts. So that's why this is the origin of the desire that is arising through the intention and thought. As a loud microphone somewhere. Yes, better, thank you. And so then the end of that, the cessation of that desire is with the cessation of contact, and that's how Like this is also how the meditation is effective. Like in meditation, you're turning your attention, you're turning the engagement with experience, you're turning the phassa into other type of objects, like you're paying attention to renunciation rather than the enticing, exciting parts of the experience. And so you change the contact, and so the desire ceases. And that's also why it makes sense that he then says that, you know, what is then the desire, the end of desire? He says this is the Noble Eightfold Path. The Noble Eightfold Path is something that leads you to the end of desire. Shall we continue,
Okay.
Ajahn Gavisaku?
Yes, so there is this another sutta which is interesting. The word, the monk that comes up is here. It's called Kimila, but there is another spelling of in another manuscript which is Kimbila. So that's where Kimbila comes from. So here we come to the sutta. In the sutta, maybe Matteo, you can read the first sentence.
Ekam samayam bhagava kimilayam viharati veruvane athakos ayasama kimilo yena bhagava tenupasankami upasankamitva bhagavantam abhivadetva ekamantam nisīdi.
Okay. So do you recognize the beginning of this? Is it similar to some other suttas, right?
Yes, it's a typical beginning. Ekam, samayam, one time. Blessed One was dwelling at Velwane, that's a bamboo grove?
That's right.
Correct. But it
Monastery?
seems to be a different. There are many bamboo groves in India.
Yes. Bhagava Kimbila Yang. With Kimbila or?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's in this case, if it's the Kimila people or the name of the village. It might be even the name of some kind of village that the monk is identical the name. I'm not sure.
To be continued. Atako ayasama kimilo. One and the then atako. Then ayasama venerable kimilo yena bhagavaten pasankami. Approach to Blessed One upasankamitva bhagavantam. Approached to the Blessed One. He sat on one side.
Yes, very good.
And Ekamanta Nisino Ko, sitting on one side, Ayasama Kimilo, Venerable Kimilo, Bhagavanta, Eta Devocha. Kimilo asked the Blessed One, thus?
Yes, he said that, and then afterwards, maybe Mahabodhi, can you read that sentence?
Ko nuko bhante hetuko pachayo yena tathagate parinibbute saddhammo na chiratitiko hoditi. Ko nuko, I don't know this phrase. Ko nuko. What?
It's just an interrogative, just a way to ask the question.
Is that a set phrase? Ko nuko.
Yes, that's right. Like apinuko, konuko.
Konuko, what? Bante, head, that's cause.
Uh-huh.
Pachayo, pachayo, dependent?
That's right. What is the origin or dependence?
Dependence.
The condition. What is the condition?
Cause and conditions. Yena. What does yena mean?
It's an
Another?
instrumental.
Instrumental. By which?
By which?
The blessed one. Parinibbute, parinibbana. So the complete extinguishment.
Uh-huh.
Saddhammo. Saddhammo. Sat is existing, and Dhammo is
Not from sat, but sa as in good. Or
good.
True. Good or
True
true.
Dhamma. True Dhamma is not chirartiko. So chira is past. Chira parinibbutang pitang.
Yes, your memory is searching up the right phrases.
Too long ago. Too long ago.
So long.
Long.
And then ta is what
Stand.
recognize the root. That's right.
And the ika is the one person
Long standing, long lasting.
standing. Okay, hoti is. So what is the cause or origin by which Tathagata entered parinibbana with the true Dhamma?
So the to make sense of this phrase here, Tathagate parinibbute. This construction is a locative absolute.
Okay.
You recognize the locatives from the e ending. Usually means something happens there, something is at that location. But when you have a past participle, parinibbuta, like from the ta, you recognize the past participle that he has completely extinguished. Like you have a extinguishment. Parinibbati is the action, and then parinibbuta is the extinguished. Extinguished. Like that's the past participle form. And then in here we recognize that, but the ending is e.
Yeah.
So from the past participle we form this locative form, and that the way to understand it is that at the time or when.
At the time.
So when that thing happens. So it gives you, at the time when the Tathagata has reached parinibbana, like after the Tathagata has reached parinibbana. This is how to translate this locative absolute.
So, Ajahn, may I ask one question?
Uh-huh.
So, locative works for both geographic place and chronological place.
Correct, that's right. It can be a place or a time.
Okay, thank you.
So maybe Ajahn Mahabodhi can continue.
So can we just render that sentence?
Yes. Okay. So Ida. So sorry.
We went through that sentence. We didn't really capture the meaning, I don't think.
Yes, we didn't put the pieces together.
I can try. I don't know if I understood.
No. This is Tanveteyo's sentence. Please,
right.
Tanveteyo, give us the complete sentence.
So can I continue?
Give us a complete sentence for this that we read. Just from Puruko to Chiradittiku.
So, Venerable, what is the cause or origin by which when Tathagata is fully extinguished and long-standing, but not long-standing?
But the true Dhamma is but the true Dhamma is not enduring, is not long standing.
The true Dhamma is not.
So it might be helpful to imagine a semicolon here that a clause has ended.
Mm-hmm.
So those conditions, those reasons by which and after the complete parinibbana of the Tathagata,
Mm-hmm.
the true Dhamma is not long-standing or doesn't endure for a long time.
Oh, okay. So that's the question. Yes,
that's right. This is his Kimilo's question to the Blessed One.
Uh-huh.
Ajahn Mahabodhi, please continue for us.
So then there is Ida Kimila Tathagate Parinibbute Bhikkhu Bhikkhunio Upasaka Upasikayo Sattari Agarawa Viharanti Appatissa Dhamme Agarawa Viharanti Appatissa Sanghe Agarawa Viharanti Appatissa Sikkaya Agarawa Viharanti Appatissa Anya Manyang Agarawa Viharanti Appatissa. Stop here because so Ida, so in this case Kimila, and then there is again this locative absolute. So we can say when the Tathagata reach complete Nibbana, and then there is Bhikkhu, Bhikkhunio, Upasaka, Upasikayo. When the bhikkhus, the bhikkhunis, the upasaka and the upasika, and then esteem the sattari is 7.
No, not
satta, the sattas, the being.
No.
No.
Try again.
Let's see. Sattari is this. No. Sattari Agarawa Viharanti. So all these bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, upasaka, upasikayo, the beings.
They are not beings. No. They are beings, but sattar is a different word here.
Oh, okay. Agarawa, they dwells.
So okay.
They dwells.
So
all these.
Ajahn Gavisako was trying to give you a clue for the meaning.
Thank you. Okay.
You remember Sattha Deva Manusana?
Satta Deva Manusana. So Satta is the Mara. Satta Deva. Yeah. Satta Deva Manusana. Of the beings, Deva.
Oh, Venerable, you memorized this phrase wrong, I think.
Yes, but no. Satta Deva Manusana.
Ajahn Gavisako, please give us the translation.
Please teach us, Ajahn.
So we chant it every day, but people don't know what they chant.
Yeah.
So, the teacher Maestro di Dei e di Uomini.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we got it. Teacher of gods and humans. So
Okay.
Sattari Agarava Viharanti means they dwell with disrespect towards the teacher.
Mm. So they dwells, teacher, Agara, esteem.
So they live, they viharanti,
But
they have no what?
So they dwell, Agara, na is negative, not esteeming, not esteeming the teacher. When the Buddha was extinguished, passati, Viharanti, not listening back, so not paying attention, not listening. They dwell disrespecting. They dwell disrespectfully, not listening. Agarawa, not paying, not esteeming. Agarawa, not esteeming. Teacher. The bhikkhu, bhikkhunio, upasaka, upasikaya dwells not listening, not esteeming the teachers.
That's right. So
and then they dwell not esteeming, not listening dhamme. This is Dhamma. The Dhamma. What? The Dhamma, the teachings.
Yes, that's right.
And also they dwell not esteeming, not listening the Sangha, the communities. And then Sikaya Agarawa Viharanti Appatissa. Also, yes, they dwells not esteeming, not listening to the training, Anyan Agara Viharanti. They dwells not esteeming, not listening. Anyamanya Anyam also is the other one. I'm not sure. Anyan is another, each other. Each other. Yeah. Each other. Okay. And then I go on. Ayam ko Kimila Hetu Ayam Pachayo Yena Tatagate Parinibbute Saddammo Na Chiratittiko Hoti. Chiratittiko, I don't remember. Okay. So Ida, what's the this Kimila is the cause. This is the origin by which, because of which, after or when the Tathagata was liberated, reached extinction, reached Nibbana. No, there was this good Dhamma was not lasting long, was not lasting long time.
Does not last.
Does not last.
Yeah. So yeah, this is basically explaining why is the Dhamma long lasting or why it is not long lasting, and then the next sentence is just the opposite. So we don't need to go through it.
Yeah, shall we finish with the last bit, Ajangavesako?
Exactly. So we have the Dhammassavanasutta. Panchime bhikkave anisangsa Dhammasavane katame pancha. So these are the 5 benefits or advantages in listening to the Dhamma. So anisangsa is used also in the Vinaya, and sometimes you hear talk about it as the anisong in Thai. Anisangsa are the benefits you get from katina, for example. Katina offerings, meaning the things, the material objects you get from katina. So anisangsa can be some kind of benefit or profit from something. And Dhammasavana is the 2 things mentioned in the Mangala Sutta that are very useful. One is Dhammasavana, listening to the Dhamma, and then there is Dhammasakacha, that means discussion of the Dhamma, like we are doing now. Which 5? And Dhammasavana is in locative, so the benefits in something. We would say of something, but actually here is a locative, meaning in something. Benefits in something. Asutang sunati. So here, asuttam, again, don't be confused by the way it's spelled. So Suttaṃ, and there is only one T, not a double T. Sutta with double T means the discourse or thread, but here is A and Suttaṃ. So Suttaṃ is that which is heard. So one, he hears or he listens to something that he has not heard. Yeah. And then the second, Suttaṃ pariyodhapeti, he clarifies that which was already heard. So meaning clarifying the, maybe something he misheard, so he can hear it again and hear the right formulation of it. Kankang vitarati, so he crosses over doubt. Vitarati means to literally to cross over, go beyond. Kanka is another word for doubt. You know the word vichikicha is almost the same. Kanka and vichikicha. And then ditthing ujung karoti, so he makes his view straight. Uju meaning straight. So straightening out one's view, that means, maybe we had some mistaken view, so then you can straighten the view. And then chittang assa pasidat. So his mind, chittang, the mind of assa meaning of him, gains confidence. Asada gains confidence or settles down with confidence. Okay.
Or
These are the
becomes
5.
clear. Like Pasidati
Yeah.
is also something that becomes pure and clear. Like his mind is becomes clear.
Exactly. So these are short suttas that follow